Seniors, eat papaya, but never make these 7 deadly mistakes. Have you ever eaten a fruit so healthy, it quietly hurt you? That soft, sweet slice of papaya, so innocent on your plate, might be the very reason your gut feels upset. Your medications aren't working properly, or why you're not healing like you used to. Papaya is praised as a superfruit, but after age 60, your body isn't as forgiving, and small mistakes can have serious consequences. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 dangerous mistakes older adults make when eating papaya and how to avoid them with confidence. From improper storage to risky food interactions, these aren't things you'll hear at your doctor's office, but they matter. Because for seniors, a small mistake can mean a week of discomfort, or worse, a trip to the hospital. So stay with me, and if you find this helpful, please consider subscribing. This channel is where we learn to eat better, age stronger, and live more fully together. Now let's start with the first mistake, one that could be lingering right on the skin of your papaya. Part 1, the silent danger of unwashed skins. You may think, I don't eat the skin, why would I need to wash it? But here's the hard truth, that simple oversight can turn your healthy fruit into a vehicle for bacteria, pesticides, and even fecal contamination. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), multiple outbreaks of salmonella in the U.S. have been traced back to imported papayas. And it wasn't from eating the skin, it was from cutting through unwashed fruit, which transferred bacteria straight into the juicy flesh. Think about it, that papaya traveled through dusty farms, plastic crates, warm trucks, and grocery store shelves. Along the way, it picked up invisible contaminants, everything from E. coli to pesticide residues. And when you slice into it without rinsing, your knife acts like a needle, injecting those germs deep into what you're about to eat. For seniors, whose immune systems are more vulnerable, this can mean more than just an upset stomach. It can lead to vomiting, diarrhea, fever, and in some cases, hospitalization, especially for those with weakened immunity, diabetes, or chronic illness. A 2019 study from the Environmental Working Group (EWG) also found that tropical fruits like papaya are often sprayed with fungicides and insecticides to survive the shipping process. These chemicals can disrupt hormones, irritate the skin, or cause allergic reactions when consumed over time, even in small amounts. The good news, you can easily prevent all of this. Here's what to do. Rinse your papaya under running water, even if you don't eat the peel. Use a soft brush or your hands to gently scrub the skin. Dry it with a clean towel before cutting. And never, ever cut papaya straight from the store without washing first. It takes less than a minute, but that minute can protect you from a week of stomach cramps or a costly ER visit. So the next time you hold a beautiful golden papaya, remember, cleanliness isn't optional, it's your first defense. And speaking of first defenses, in the next section, we'll look at what happens when your second line of defense, proper storage, fails. Because even the cleanest fruit can turn dangerous if stored the wrong way. Part 2, misplacing trust in the fridge, storing papaya wrong. So, you've cleaned your papaya like a pro, great start. But what happens next? After it's clean and you set it down on the counter? Here's the truth most people don't know. Even a perfectly clean fruit becomes dangerous if you store it the wrong way. Papaya is a tropical fruit with high water content and natural sugars. That makes it both delicious and delicate. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, ripe papayas are highly perishable. Once they ripen, they can only last up to 5 to 7 days in the fridge, and only 2 hours at room temperature once cut. Yet many older adults leave sliced papaya uncovered on the table for hours, especially after breakfast, thinking they'll snack on it later. But in those hours, something invisible is happening. Bacteria like listeria and salmonella start multiplying, especially in warm or humid environments. These aren't just names on a chart. They're microbes that can cause severe nausea, diarrhea, fever, or even bloodstream infections in older adults with weaker immune systems. In fact, the CDC warns that cut fruit left at room temperature beyond 2 hours becomes a food safety risk, particularly for those over 60. But it's not just about when you store papaya, it's also how storing ripe papayas next to raw meats, fish, or strong-smelling leftovers allows odor and bacteria transfer, which changes both taste and safety. And refrigerating unripe papaya too soon, that halts ripening, and you're left with bland, rubbery fruit with fewer nutrients. Here's how to get it right. Keep unripe papayas at room temperature until they turn golden and give slightly under pressure. Once ripe, refrigerate them immediately and consume within 5-7 days. Always store cut papaya in an airtight container, not in a bowl with plastic wrap. And label the date so you're not guessing whether that container in the back of your fridge is 2 days old or 2 weeks old. These small steps help ensure that the clean papaya you work so hard to prepare stays safe and nourishing, not spoiled and risky. But even if you've cleaned and stored it right, are you throwing away the most powerful part of the papaya? In the next section, we'll talk about the little black seeds that most people toss away without a second thought, but could actually be your gut's best friend. Part 3. The hidden power of papaya seeds. Don't toss them just yet. Now that your papaya is clean and properly stored, let's talk about something most people throw away without thinking: the seeds. Tiny, black, and slippery papaya seeds are often dismissed as waste. But what if they're the most potent part of the entire fruit? Recent research suggests that papaya seeds are packed with antibacterial, antiparasitic, and digestive supporting compounds. According to a 2013 study in the Journal of Medicinal Food, extracts from the papaya seeds were shown to be effective against harmful bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella, and Staphylococcus aureus. For seniors, this matters more than ever. As we age, our gut microbiome weakens, and the body's ability to fight off infections declines. The natural enzymes and alkaloids in papaya seeds may help support gut balance, especially in those prone to bloating, gas, or irregular digestion. And there's more. These seeds contain papain, the same enzyme that gives the fruit its digestive power. Just a teaspoon of fresh seeds per day may improve protein breakdown, ease digestion, and support nutrient absorption, something many older adults struggle with. They're also rich in healthy fats, magnesium, calcium, and flavonoids. Some holistic practitioners even recommend papaya seeds in moderate amounts to help eliminate intestinal parasites, a concern that often goes undiagnosed in seniors who travel or have weakened immunity. But here's the catch: moderation is crucial. A 2011 animal study found that excessive consumption of papaya seeds could impair fertility and liver function. This is due to compounds like benzyl isothiocyanate and carpane, which can be toxic in large doses. That's why most experts recommend no more than 1 teaspoon per day for adults, and even less for those with underlying health conditions. You can eat them raw; they're peppery and bold, blend them into smoothies, or dry and crush them into a spice. But always start small and observe how your body responds. By simply using what you'd normally throw away, you gain a powerful ally for digestion and immune support without spending a dime. But speaking of things we consume mindlessly, have you ever eaten a papaya that wasn't fully ripe? In the next section, we'll explore the quiet risks of eating green papaya raw and why it might be the reason your stomach is rebelling. Part 4. The risks of eating unripe papaya raw when green isn't good. You've now seen how even the tiniest papaya seed can hold surprising benefits. But what about the opposite? What if something that looks fresh and natural on the outside, like a firm green papaya, is quietly upsetting your body from within? While green papaya is commonly used in Southeast Asian cuisine, it's almost always cooked or marinated. That's important because raw, unripe papaya can be risky, especially for seniors. Why? Because unripe papaya contains much higher levels of papain and latex. Papain is the enzyme we praised earlier for digestion, but in excess, it becomes a stomach irritant. According to the International Journal of Food Science, high doses of papain can damage the stomach lining, disrupt the gut barrier, and cause nausea, cramps, and diarrhea, particularly in sensitive individuals or older adults with digestive conditions. Latex, on the other hand, is a sticky white substance found in green papaya's skin and flesh. It may cause uterine contractions in pregnant women, and for some, allergic reactions or oral irritation. People with known latex allergies may experience cross-reactions with papaya, resulting in hives, swelling, or even breathing difficulties. It's easy to mistake a firm papaya for fresh, but a truly ripe papaya will have golden yellow skin, a soft yield under pressure like a ripe avocado, and a fruity aroma. If it's still green, firm, and scentless, it's not ready, and eating it raw could backfire. Let's also remember older adults often already deal with delicate stomachs. Adding the harsh enzymes and compounds from an underripe fruit can amplify acid reflux, bloating, or gastric discomfort, undoing all the good you hope to get from the fruit. So, what should you do? Let your papaya ripen fully at room temperature. Check for color, texture, and scent. And if you must use green papaya, only do so in cooked or pickled recipes, not raw smoothies or fruit bowls. This small awareness can save you from a night of gut pain or worse. And speaking of discomfort, let's tackle another silent mistake in the next part: overeating papaya. Yes, even healthy fruit can hurt you when enjoyed in excess. Let's find out why. Part 5: When healthy becomes too much. The problem with overeating papaya. After learning the risks of unripe papaya, it might feel safer to go all in on the ripe, juicy kind. But here's a reality check: even healthy foods can become harmful when consumed in excess, and papaya is no exception. Many older adults fall into the mindset of, if a little is good, more must be better. But the truth is, your digestive system at 60 plus doesn't process things the way it used to. And overeating papaya, despite all its benefits, can overwhelm your gut. Let's talk about fiber first. Papaya contains about 2.5 grams of fiber per cup, which helps regulate bowel movements and prevent constipation. But too much fiber, especially in a short amount of time, can lead to bloating, gas, abdominal cramps, and even diarrhea, particularly in seniors with sensitive digestive systems. Then there's papain, the enzyme we've praised for supporting digestion. In moderate amounts, it's a helper. But in large quantities, papain can irritate the stomach lining, increase acid reflux, and cause a burning sensation in the chest, especially when eaten on an empty stomach. What's more surprising is papaya's high beta-carotene content. This antioxidant is essential for eye and skin health, but overconsumption can lead to a harmless yet startling condition called carotenemia, where the skin, especially palms and soles, turns yellow-orange. While not dangerous, it can be alarming and misunderstood. In a 2020 report from the National Institute on Aging, it was noted that seniors who heavily relied on fruit-based diets, especially tropical fruits like papaya, often showed signs of digestive imbalance and nutrient competition, meaning one nutrient overload could impair the absorption of others, like zinc or iron. So how much is too much? For most adults, one medium slice per day, about 1 cup diced, is enough to reap all the benefits without risking side effects. And always pair it with a meal. Never treat papaya as a substitute for a full, balanced plate. It's also important to listen to your body. If you start noticing bloating, heartburn, or changes in stool after eating papaya regularly, cut back and give your gut a break. The goal is balance, not obsession, because no single food, no matter how magical, can replace a wholesome diet, hydration, and proper medical care. And speaking of balance, in the next section, we'll discuss how papaya can dangerously interact with common medications, a hidden risk for many seniors managing blood pressure, diabetes, or inflammation. Part 6: Hidden Interactions. When papaya messes with your medications. In the last section, we talked about how too much of a good thing like papaya can upset your digestion. But what if the danger goes even deeper? What if papaya is silently altering the way your medications work without you knowing it? For older adults managing blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, or chronic pain, this is not just a possibility, it's a critical concern. Let's start with blood thinners like warfarin. Papaya is rich in vitamin K, a nutrient essential for blood clotting. If your vitamin K levels suddenly increase or fluctuate, it can throw off your INR international normalized ratio, making your blood too thin or too thick, which can lead to dangerous bleeding or clotting events. A 2015 study in the Journal of Clinical Pharmacology highlighted that even moderate changes in dietary vitamin K can significantly affect warfarin stability. And unfortunately, most patients aren't warned about how common fruits like papaya could tip the scale. Papaya also contains papain, the digestive enzyme we've discussed before. What many don't realize is that papain can increase the potency of certain medications. For example, it may intensify the effects of anti-inflammatory drugs, aspirin, or even antibiotics, increasing the risk of gastrointestinal bleeding or organ stress. Another hidden factor, papaya's mild laxative effect. While it can ease constipation, it can also speed up digestion, reducing the time medications spend in your gut and lowering their absorption rate. This can make certain pills less effective, especially slow-release medications like those for blood pressure or arthritis. A 2019 publication in Drugs and Aging noted that older adults with compromised digestion or slower metabolism are at higher risk for food-drug interactions and should be especially mindful of enzyme-rich fruits like papaya. What can you do if you take prescription medications regularly? Don't eliminate papaya completely, but do treat it like a supplement, not a snack. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor. Keep your papaya intake consistent, not sporadic. Avoid eating papaya immediately before or after taking medications, especially on an empty stomach. And always read your medication labels for food interaction warnings. Many people skip this, but it's where silent risks hide. Now, even if you've done everything right, washed, stored, portioned, and timed your papaya, one last mistake could still bring trouble. In the next section, we'll talk about papaya allergies, a rare but serious issue that's often missed, especially in those with latex sensitivities. Part 7, Allergic to Papain, How to Recognize and Respond to Papaya. Allergy. Even after making every smart choice, washing your fruit, storing it safely, eating the right amount, and timing it carefully with your medications, there's still one danger that often goes unnoticed: papaya allergy. Most people think of papaya as a gentle fruit, unlikely to cause trouble. And for the majority, that's true. But if you have sensitivities, especially to latex, you may be unknowingly putting yourself at risk. Let's talk about papain, the very enzyme we've praised throughout this video. While helpful for digestion, it's also classified as a potential allergen. According to a 2018 review in the journal Allergy, individuals with latex allergies are more likely to experience cross-reactive symptoms when exposed to papain or raw papaya. This phenomenon, known as latex fruit syndrome, affects up to 35% of people allergic to latex. Common symptoms include itching or tingling in the mouth, swelling of lips, tongue, or face, skin rash or hives, abdominal pain, vomiting, or diarrhea. In rare cases, anaphylaxis, a life-threatening allergic reaction. In a case study published in Clinical and Experimental Allergy, a 64-year-old man with no history of food allergies developed anaphylactic shock within 15 minutes of eating fresh papaya. He had previously worked in healthcare and had developed a mild latex allergy over time, never suspecting papaya could trigger a severe reaction. So, what does this mean for you? If you've ever had strange symptoms after eating papaya, like a scratchy throat, upset stomach, or a rash, don't dismiss them. Talk to an allergist. Simple blood tests or skin prick testing can identify a papain allergy. And if you're confirmed to be allergic, you don't have to give up every tropical fruit. Just stay away from raw papaya and products containing papain, including some meat tenderizers and digestive supplements. For those at risk of severe reactions, carrying an epinephrine auto-injector like an EpiPen might be necessary. But for most, awareness and moderation are enough to stay safe. And finally, Amironi, in our conclusion, we'll tie it all together so you'll walk away not with fear, but with empowerment. Because the truth is, papaya can be a gift or a trap. It all depends on how you treat it. Let's wrap it up together. Papaya is a beautiful fruit. It's sweet, vibrant, and packed with healing potential. But as we've seen, that same sweetness can turn sour if we're not careful. From unwashed skins to poor storage, from overlooked seeds to overconsumption, from silent interactions with medications to hidden allergies, every bite of papaya carries a choice. Will it nourish you or will it quietly harm you? The truth is, papaya isn't the problem. Lack of awareness is. And the good news is, you've now gained that awareness. You've learned how to wash, store, portion, and prepare papaya properly. You've seen how to respect your body's needs, protect your medications, and recognize potential allergies. And most importantly, you've learned that wisdom doesn't come from fear, but from understanding. So the next time you pick up a papaya, do so with confidence, because now you don't just see a tropical fruit, you see your health, your safety, your